Hey, it's Raj from 3CB. Arsenal and Brazilian rising star Gabriel Martinelli suffered a left knee, quote, cartilage lesion after taking a knock in training on June 21st, underwent a, quote, arthroscopic procedure, and has been ruled out for the rest of the restart, with his overall return timeline still TBD. In this video, I'll explain the injury, surgery possibilities, return timeline, and long-term impact. The knee, aka the tibiofemoral joint, contains cartilage to help absorb force and reduce friction. There's a dual crescent-shaped pad of cartilage between the tibia and femur, termed the menisci, and cartilage that sits at the end of the femur, tibia, and underside of the kneecap patella, called articular cartilage. A, quote, cartilage lesion occurs when the meniscus and/or articular cartilage are damaged, typically tears or potholes in the surface of the tissue. As in Martinelli's case, this often happens due to an overt contact event, with the research showing that impaction forces greater than 24 MPa megapascal disrupt normal cartilage. We know Martinelli is out for the restart, but not much more. That return to play RTP timeline depends on the specific procedure performed. Arsenal reported that Martinelli underwent an arthroscopic procedure, meaning the surgeon inserted tiny instruments through portals into the left knee. It's the least invasive type of surgery to repair the cartilage lesion. If the lesion was part of the knee meniscus, then, depending on location, type, and extent of the tear, either the surgeon would remove the damaged piece of tissue, a partial meniscectomy, or repair it, meniscal repair. The RTP after a partial meniscectomy, removing the damaged piece of cartilage, averages 6 to 8 weeks depending on which side of the meniscus is involved, whereas a meniscus repair averages nearly 6 months. A recent example is Man City's Aymeric Laporte, because the tissue has to heal. The advantage of the repair is that you're keeping the entire anatomy intact, which lessens potential downstream effects. If the lesion was part of the articular cartilage, then the surgeon would likely perform an arthroscopic debridement of the cartilage, aka, quote, chondroplasty, in which the cartilage is shaped and smoothed and loose or detached pieces of cartilage are removed. The RTP for a chondroplasty typically ranges from 6 to 12 weeks, depending on specifics. I imagine if Martinelli had undergone a meniscus repair and was set to potentially miss the rest of 2020, we'd have heard about it by now. Therefore, my educated guess is that either a partial meniscectomy and/or chondroplasty, which means he'll very likely be ready for the start of the 2020 Premier League season, which is set to begin in roughly 2.5 months, the weekend of September 12th. Chondroplasty and partial meniscectomies typically have very good outcomes with minimal downstream effects when paired with appropriate physio and ongoing strength and conditioning. A partial lateral meniscectomy is considered the highest risk for long-term problems because of the higher mechanical load on the lateral meniscus relative to other cartilage in the knee. Regardless of the details, there's no doubt the Arsenal training staff will keep a close eye on Martinelli to mitigate any long-term impact. If his commitment to fitness during quarantine is any indication, I have no doubt Gabriel will work extremely hard to build up the requisite strength, endurance, and neuromuscular control to mitigate risks moving forward. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. My goal is to provide you with in-depth, evidence-based, narrative-free analysis. You can always find me on IG and Twitter at 3CB Performance. Take care of yourselves and follow the appropriate precautions to limit your exposure to and spread of COVID-19. Make sure to sub to the channel and follow along on all social media for latest updates. 3CB out.